today we're going to be doing a 20-minute flexibility yoga flow. So let's get started at the top of the mat. So we're going to come straight into our first pose, Malasana, by bringing the feet as wide as the mat, the heels are pointed inwards. As we inhale, we bring the arms up overhead, stretching the body out. And as you exhale, you're going to bend at the knees, bringing the hands to heart center and drop those hips down. So Malasana might be quite a lot to start with, so if this is already really tight for you, you can come onto the toes and then bring the fingers in front of you, or maybe bring them onto a block or a pillow, whatever feels good for you. If you're quite flexible in the hips, you can drop those heels down and see if you can bring the weight of the body backwards, so it's going into the heels and the outside of both feet. The hands, bringing those hands to heart center and the elbows on the inside of the knees, and use the hands to come down and open out those elbows, and really use the elbows to push the knees open. And as the knees open, feel how beautiful that stretch is in the hips. Close your eyes here as we stay here for 2 deep breaths. Inhaling through the nose, feeling the length of the spine, feeling the crown of the head grow towards the sky. And as you exhale, feeling that deep groundedness in the hips and in the feet. One more like this, inhaling deeply, feeling yourself grow taller in the spine, and then exhaling, feeling more grounded and supported. And then slowly we're going to power through those legs and come all the way up to standing, arms coming up overhead, reach, reach, reach. And then shake it out. Good job. So we started as we mean to go on. So starting at the top of the mat, bring your feet just hip distance apart. You can bring your hands back to heart center, just as we were before. Close off the eyes for a moment. And let's just take a moment here to set an intention for the class. Maybe you want to focus on bringing flexibility into the mind as well as the body today. Meaning open-mindedness, releasing fear of change, releasing judgment. And whatever your intention is, breathe that in deeply. And exhale, sigh out the mouth. And now flutter your eyes open. So we'll bring both arms up overhead, really reach those fingertips away from the body, and then slowly bend over to the right. You can also grab your left wrist with the right hand, opening the chest towards the sky, and just feeling that nice, beautiful stretch along the left side body. Really breathing into the rib cage here. And exhale. Coming up through center, reaching those fingertips towards the ceiling. And then leaning over to the other side, maybe grabbing the opposite wrist with the opposite hand, opening that chest, inhaling, and exhale. Coming up through center gently, and then reaching those fingertips again, feeling really tall right now, pushing through the feet, and then exhaling, bringing the elbows in towards the body, opening the chest. Inhaling to lengthen those arms again. And exhale, elbows in towards the body, open the chest. One more like this, inhaling, lengthening, and exhaling, opening up, elbows towards body. And then slowly bringing those arms up over by next to the ears. And as you exhale, we'll come into our first forward fold, exhaling, bending at the knees, really pushing the air away with the hands. We like to call this a swan dive forward, it's very elegant. And bring those hands down onto the mat. If you have a block nearby, you can also use this if your hamstrings are quite tight at the moment. Otherwise, just see if you can place the tops of the fingers on the mat, or even the palms of the hands. Bend those knees generously as you need to. This is the beginning of the class. Don't push yourself too much. It will come in time. So dropping that head down. Let's just breathe here for a moment. Maybe you'd like to practice straightening one leg out at a time. Feeling that nice deep stretch along the back of the straightened leg.
And then when you're ready, swap sides, bending one knee, straightening the other. And then let's swap one more time each side, so bending one knee, straighten the other. And then other side, bending one knee, breathing deeply into the back of that leg. And planting those hands on the mat if they weren't already with bent knees, stepping the left foot back, step your right foot back, and then push those hips up, down facing dog. So same thing here really as forward fold. You bend those knees as generously as you need to at the beginning. Don't worry, I know we see a lot of Instagram photos where the feet are completely flat. Really bend those knees. It's all about straightening the spine here, and then you can practice flexibility by dropping one heel at a time, just as we did before, by breathing deeply into the back of each leg, and just go softly with it. Be gentle with yourself. As I said, everything will come in time. And then slowly bring the feet to touch in the middle of the mat, and then bring that left leg out behind you, three-legged dog. Bend that left knee and open up the hip. And again, as always, let's take those nice circles here in one direction. And switching direction, getting into all those creaks, maybe getting some pops, just opening that hip joint up. Should feel great if you're doing this in the morning or really any time of the day. And then slowly coming back to stillness, straightening that left leg out behind you, and then bring that left foot in between the hands at the top of the mat. We're going to drop our right knee down, coming up into our nice low lunge. So both hands first of all coming onto the knee, roll your shoulders down the back, feel yourself strong in the core and supported, not dumping straight away into it. We really want to pull up from the core. And then once we feel stable, then we can start to move forward. Bringing those arms up overhead. Inhaling here. And exhale. Feeling that stretch along the right hip flexor and getting into the hips as well. And exhale. We're going to drop our right hand down, so the right hand planted on the mat. And then slowly open that left arm up towards the ceiling. We're going to try and find length here, so really lengthen those left fingertips up towards the sky whilst pushing in through the right hand. Breathing here into this nice spinal twist while we're still getting the deep stretch in the hips and the hip flexors. One more breath here. And exhale. Slowly dropping that left hand down, and now we're going to frame the left foot here and slowly bring the hips back, flexing the left foot here, hamstring stretch. So I like to sometimes tuck my back toes as well, which gives me a little bit of buoyancy to move here, getting into the stretch. You can keep the top of the foot flat, whatever feels good for you. And don't worry if your knee is bent at this moment. Maybe you want to also, if you manage to half locks, stay up like this. Otherwise, trying to work yourself forward so the spine, the torso is coming over the left leg. And breathe deeply. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly coming back forward again. What we're going to do is walk that left foot out to the outside of the mat, bringing the hands on the inside. We're coming into, as you guessed it, lizard pose, a really deep hip opener. So you can plant your hands on the mat, and again, you can bring that block. If this is too much for you, just perk yourself up. Also, you can use books if you don't have a block. It's exactly the same thing. And then if you feel very flexible, you can also come down onto the forearms. Or if you like some movement, you can also open the hip gently with the left hand and bring it back in. Push the knee away, splay this foot off the mat and bring it back in. Wherever you are, we'll take one more deep breath here, really feeling nice stretch in the hips here. And exhale. And then slowly walk that foot back into the middle of the mat. Plant the left foot, hand down, and then tuck the back toes under. Come back into your three-legged dog and release. Great job.
So let's go straight to the other side. So left foot is in the middle of the mat, the right leg goes out behind us this time. Bend that right knee, opening up the hip, and take our favourite circles. Really opening up this hip joint on the right side. Still staying strong in that upper body in your downward dog. And then switching directions, coming in, making as small or as large circles as you'd like. And then slowly coming back to stillness, right leg out behind you. And bring the right foot in between the hands at the top of the mat. Softly dropping that left knee down. And as always, if this is too much on your knee, you can actually roll the mat under and sit the knee on top or get a pillow. Really look after yourself. Knees can be very fragile. So bringing the hands up onto the right knee, rolling the shoulders down the back as always into our low lunge. You can bring the arms up overhead, drop the shoulders from the ears. Inhale. And exhale, maybe sitting those hips a little bit deeper. Inhale. And exhale. Softly dropping that left hand down, bringing the right arm up overhead, and then really lengthening those right fingertips up towards the ceiling as we spinal twist here. Pushing through all 5 fingers on the left side. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. And then exhale, softly dropping that right hand down, framing the right foot, kicking those hips back and coming into our hamstring stretch on this side. So flexing the right foot, coming up wherever feels good for you, trying to keep a straight spine and folding over that right leg. Inhale here. And exhale. Breathing deeply into the back of this right leg, all the way to the glutes. And exhale. Slowly coming forward now, walking that right foot to the outside of the mat, coming into our lizard pose. And as always, you can take it as you like, maybe moving the knee away, opening the foot, coming down onto the forearms, or staying up on the hands, or maybe even a block or a set of books. Wherever you are, just focus on having both hips facing forward and dropping them down, opening them up. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Wherever you are, if you're on the forearms, come back up. Let's plant the hands on the mat again, bringing the hands on the outside of the right foot, tucking the back toes under, and coming back, three-legged dog. Now placing that right foot down, back on the mat, bend one knee at a time and really see how that feels now in both legs. And they should feel really open and already flexed, less tightness. And then slowly walk your feet in to meet your hands in the middle of the mat. Bend those knees generously and then roll your way all the way up to standing really softly. Rolling the shoulders down the back a few times, maybe taking a couple neck circles. Perfect. So we're going to work on dancer's pose now, which is a balancing posture. So first of all, what we'll do is we'll start by planting all of our weight into the left foot and really try and press through all 4 corners of the foot so it's very even and that makes you a bit more stable. Starting by just bending the knee and then grabbing the foot. So getting this nice hamstring stretching at the beginning, also just using this moment to find your balance. So maybe find, I have a plug in front of me, so I'm going to focus on one of the little plug holes here to keep me balanced. Feel your spine long, feel really rooted in that left foot. And then slowly bringing the right hand on the inside of the foot. So it's a weird grab, it's strange to get used to. But yeah, you're grabbing the inside of the right foot. And then slowly bringing that left hand in front of you, coming forward, 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 forward. Gazing down, gazing forward. Just using your balance. And then slowly coming back up, shaking out. Good job. So let's take it to the other side now. we're going to plant that right foot down, really pressing through all four corners, bending now the left foot here, rolling the shoulders down the back, finding that spot again. Maybe trying to zip those thighs in towards each other so that you're getting a little bit more balance and stability in the center. And then again, taking that inside grab, bringing the right arm in front of you, and then slowly lean forward as you kick the back foot into the hand, opening up. You can also bend that standing leg, don't worry about that here. Just focus on taking it as slow as you can, breathing deeply, and exhale. One more breath here, and exhale, release, coming back up and shaking out. Amazing work. So, coming back up to the front of the mat, we're going to roll those shoulders down the back, palms facing forward, and then inhale, bringing your arms up overhead again. Exhale, bending at the knee, coming down into our forward fold, stepping the right foot back this time, stepping the left foot back, downward facing dog. So, again, let's bring the left leg out behind us into a nice three-legged dog, bringing that left foot in front, in between the hands at the top of the mat, and this time coming up into a nice high lunge, so same as low lunge here, but just with this right knee lifted, so arms up by the ears, and we're going to just open out into warrior two, so making the back foot flat, both legs are really strong here, arms out by the side, shoulder height, inhale here, and exhale, see if you can bend a little bit deeper into that front leg, trying to make sure that the front knee is going towards the pinky toes and not the big toes. We're protecting the knee here by keeping strong. Also helps to open the hips even more. And let's drop our left forearm onto our left knee. We're coming into extended side angle. So really useful here to press through that back foot, and it keeps you stable here, and we're not dumping into the front leg. We're using the core and the back leg and the front leg to keep us stable. Bringing that forearm down, and bringing the right arm up overhead. So not only is this a really good strengthener for the legs, a hip opener, but you get this beautiful long stretch all the way from the right right toes to the right fingertips, and you can really open the chest up to the sky. Inhale here, pressing through that front foot, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. One more breath here, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And exhale, dropping that right hand down, dropping the left hand down. Keep your feet exactly as they are, and just walk that back foot in slightly. We're going to come to pyramid pose. So, everything is as it was before, and you can plant the fingertips on the mat, or you can again use this block here just to hold yourself up, because this is a really deep stretch out along the left, back of the left leg this time. Or you can drop your palms of your hands down and drop the head down. Wherever you are, just try and work on bringing that left hip in towards the body, and you feel that really deep stretch here. Exhale. Breathe deeply, dropping that head down, trying to keep your spine long. And exhale. Slowly coming back up to the fingertips, and then just step both feet back, find yourself into a downward facing dog. Bending one knee at a time. And let's take it now to the other side. So right leg goes out behind us, coming forward, and finding ourselves into our high lunge position. Finding stability here, arms coming up overhead, dropping into that front leg and really keeping it strong here. And slowly opening out into our warrior two with the right leg in front. I'll move so that I can see you. So, gazing over your front fingertips, and again thinking about that knee going towards the pinky toe. Inhale, feel stable and strong here. Exhale. And then this time bringing the right forearm onto the right thigh, bringing that left arm up overhead, and feel really strong in both legs here as we lengthen those fingertips away from the body. Open the chest towards the sky. Maybe feel a little bit of shake going on here. There's a lot working, so don't worry, it's normal. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. And exhale, slowly coming up. And coming back into our warrior two. Bringing both hands to frame that front foot now. Walking the back foot in slightly. And let's come into our pyramid pose on this side. So inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, folding over that right leg. Dropping your head down. Feeling that deep stretch along the back of the leg. And exhale. Inhale deeply. And exhale. And then slowly planting those hands on the mat. If you need to bend your knee, do so now. Bringing both feet back and finding yourself into your downward facing dog. Then slowly dropping those knees down onto the mat. You can have your knees as wide as the mat if you'd like. Bringing the hips back, walking your hands out in front of you, dropping your forehead down, coming into an extended child's pose. The knees being as wide as the mat really helps to open up the hips again. So breathe deeply here as you stretch out the back, stretch out the shoulders, stretch out your armpits, and stretch out the hips as you drop them down to the mat even more. And exhale. Inhale here. And exhale, sigh out the mouth. And just take this last moment here together to come back to that intention with your eyes closed and your body surrendered. And see how you can take that intention that you set at the beginning of the class into the rest of your day. And slowly bat the eyes open, walk those hands in towards the body, bring the knees together. And thank yourself for joining me on the mat today. I hope that your body feels super open. I know mine does right now. So yeah, hopefully you can take that flexibility